Okay. You ready?
What's that movie?
We're gonna tell everybody. All right, you ready?
The video's not the
No, get away from the camera. No, buddy, come on, get over here.
I'm watching.
I appreciate that you want to be behind the camera, but I need you in front of the camera. Here, go get in front of the camera. Go ahead. Get on the bed. There you go. All right. Hey, believe me, at some point you'll be behind the camera and you can call the shots. But right now, I need you in front. I need you in front. Don't. Over here. Over here.
I watch you.
You watching me? Come here. Over here.
I want to watch you.
Every year we've done this. Come on.
I watch.
Are you watching?
Yeah.
Okay, come here. Over here.
I want to watch it.
Okay, well, you're gonna record it first, and then you can watch it. You wanna watch it later? You're knocking it over. Get over here. Get over here. On the bed. On the bed. Get up there.
Why?
Okay.
You still see me.
I can see you. Okay, now you stay there. All right, here we go. We're gonna do this video together. Okay. You ready? Action! What are you doing? Here, wait, look, pay attention to the camera. And then I'll talk to you. Oh, okay.
Hey, I don't see you.
This is our 5th year. It's our 5th
I
video.
don't see you.
Every year.
Hey, I don't see you.
Can you see me? Okay. You can't see me. All right. Good job. All right, well, we tried that again. So, for people who don't know what's going on here, this is getting my son into horror. It's a series I created back when my son was first born. And, you know, I'm not going to go through the whole reasoning. You can go back and check out that first video. But basically, each year I buy him different horror films, or I should say horror-adjacent films, to kind of build that, you know, love for horror. And I gotta say, it's taken over already. Like, I don't know. It's funny. You know, he would always watch different videos on YouTube. Nothing too scary. Usually, it kind of started off with Roblox. They would there was a dude who did like all these like Halloween, like Michael Myers shorts, and he just fell in love with that. And then it was just, as the years would go by, he would recognize the horror villains, because I'd usually be watching something, and before you're like, oh no, you shouldn't be watching stuff like that, he really doesn't. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Like, he would listen to the music for Halloween. He'd hear it, the theme, and he'd run in. He'd be like, Michael Myers. But then he would sit down for a second, and it'd just be like people talking, and then he'd just lose interest, like, almost instantly. Like, when the character would come up on screen, he'll kind of pay attention, but then he just goes up. So, like, he likes the ideal of them. Like, in fact, I got him for his birthday this year, little Lego minifigures of horror villains or whatever. Like, so he likes the character. He has a ton of horror toys. In fact, this year for Halloween, he's gonna be Ghostface, and that was not our idea. The only time we ever imposed anything on him was like the first 2 or 3 years. And granted, they were horror characters, but you know, he was Chucky one year, he was Glenn the other year. But this year we took him to Spirit Halloween, which he loved, and we were just like, pick out something. In fact, initially he wanted to pick out Squid Game, which is weird because neither me or Angel watch Squid Game, but he does apparently, or he saw on YouTube. So he was like, Squid Game. Well, they didn't have any Squid Game outfits for his size, so we were like, we gotta pick something else, and then he went Ghostface, and that was his next choice. So getting my kid to love horror, it's pretty easy. He's yet to really sit down and watch like a feature-length horror film. Now, he's watched plenty of these films. In fact, he's now getting to an age where he can kind of sit down and watch a movie with you, which I'm loving. Like, as a movie lover, not just horror, but just movies in general, I love being able to sit down and watch a movie with my son. It's one of the best feelings ever. So I'm continuing to shape his taste until and the thing is, like, he has developed his own taste, and it's not just forcing him to watch horror-related stuff. He watches his own thing. For fuck's sake, we watch like Shrek the other night. I hate Shrek. I don't think Shrek's that great. It has moments, but as an overall film, it's like, just cut the funny moments into a little highlight reel, and I'll watch them. I don't want to sit there and watch an hour and a half of Shrek and Donkey and doing shit. So anyways, like I said, he does have his own taste as well. It's not just this, but I'm helping mold future horror fan of the thing. I should mention that if you want to go back and check out each of these videos, each year I've done them, they're in our archive. Check out, the playlist. However, you won't find last year's video. The kid, he was running around in his underwear. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, and I filmed it, and we got like flagged for inappropriate whatever. All you perverts out there ruin it for everybody. So part 4 is missing. I think what we'll do is eventually put the audio just on a still thing. That way you'll still hear it. But I think what I'll do also is at the end of this video, I may do like a supercut, like a quick flashing of all the movies we picked from from when he was born until now. I said he'll be celebrating his 5th birthday coming up, actually. So, all right, so it's kind of a small list this year of stuff that I've deemed important that needs to be added to his taste. We're going to kick things off with the Addams Family, the 92 version. 92? 91? Got cheat. 91. Yeah. Now, I'll be honest with you, personally, I love part 2 better. And I got the 2-pack, because, why not? But I really just want to get the first one, just to kind of get him in there. Now, he does have the Addams Family animated movie. I think that was one of the first DVDs I bought him. And so, that's added to the list as well. But, yeah, I mean, let's be real. This is the best version ever. And so I really want him to know that as well. So, up next, we got Casper, the Friendly Ghost. Yeah. Kid-friendly, spirits, good stuff or whatever. I remember liking that more as a kid. As an adult, not so much. Yeah, and I mean, as a kid, I had a huge crush on Christina Ricci, who was Wednesday from Addams Family. And this one, I just remember not really giving a shit one way. Like, even as a kid, I was like, just not doing it for me, I guess. I don't know, but Casper. But I feel like that's iconic. That's the ghost in family circles. So, but speaking of haunted whatever, we got The Haunted Mansion, the Eddie Murphy movie. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen this. I've maybe seen clips. I don't think we've watched it. I think I got this for him kind of recently, so he's yet to really sit down and watch this. Again, it spawned an iconic, or it didn't spawn it. It was spawned from an iconic Disney ride. But I felt like, why not? Why not? I want to see the new one that had like Danny DeVito and Owen Wilson in it, but I just haven't got around to it. I guess I'll watch that at some point when I watch it with him. Here's another one I don't think we've watched yet. Hotel Transylvania. I'm not a big Adam Sandler guy. I think anybody who knows me knows I'm just not. But I don't know. This has all the characters, or kind of like all the characters in it. Classic. Another thing he also knows is Universal horror villains. A former coworker of mine, she bought him these little squishy figures. And they weren't like officially licensed or anything, but they were just like, clearly Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, whatnot, they had them all. And so anyways, he, as a child, like memorized them. So he knows like who the characters, the archetypes are at least. The Hotel Transylvania, it spawned an entire franchise, and it looks like it's goofy and harmless. Like I said, trailer never appealed to me, but I'm not 5 years old, so I'm sure he will love it. And that's the thing, that's the other thing. I'm not just trying to do what I think is awesome. I'm just trying to cultivate enough horror roots of any, from any area or whatever to kind of help him. And again, he may watch some of these and just flat out hate them. I know a guy, it's funny, like it's almost like, and I noticed this with my cousins too. I got him a cartoon. It was like from the 40s. It was basically the Headless Horseman. It had a different name, but it was like basically the Headless Horseman. It was like a Disney cartoon, and like that old style animation. I used to remember like even my little cousins, like whenever I was younger and I was trying to get them to watch horror stuff, and I'd watch something old like that. Like they just knew that like this looks old. That's like their complaint. Like this looks old. I don't want to watch. And I'm just like I beat you, but I don't. But anyways, but you feel that way, you're like, really? Like, but then like I noticed with him, it's almost the same thing. It's like you show him, like I showed him the Jungle Book, the original, and he just like even animated talking animals was not enough. He just like fucking fucked off. He's like, I ain't watching this shit. But then you watch something else that's just like goofy animated but looks sleek and CGI-ish, and he's hooked in. So I don't know. Though, yeah, I'm sure he'll love Hotel Transylvania. Along the same lines, this is the Monster Squad. Again, kid friendly with all these iconic looking villains from horror. This is kind of an odd move for me because this is from my childhood, at least the era of my childhood, and everybody my age talks about how this is like had a huge impact on them. I didn't watch this until my mid-20s. Like seriously, I heard of it, I just never got around to watching it. So anyway, I thought I'd rectify that for him. I'd make sure he got a chance to check it out, before. So Wolfman got nards indeed, and I liked it. Like I said, it's one of those things. Like when I watched it, I was like, yeah, this is fun. I like it. I can watch. In fact, I've seen it 2 or 3 times since. So I'm just like, it's not like it's a bad movie. I just don't hold it in that high regard that everyone else does. Now they namely because I just didn't see it as a kid. So this way I'll give him a chance to see it, and then from there, it is what it is. So up next we have. Now I bought it for just one film in this 4-pack. But of course it is a 4-pack, so it's got all of them. But we're talking about Scooby-Doo, and that's the one I'm talking about. The 2002. Why am I blanking on years all the time? I used to like be able to nail years, and now I'm just like struggling. I can't find it. Anyways, the Scooby-Doo from 2000, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar and Matthew Lillard, Linda something Italian, Linda Italian, that's her name. Cardellini. I'm not looking. I'm just gonna do this right here. Anyways, but yeah, I liked it. Again, I wasn't super huge on it. I watched it when I was probably out of high school, but I watched it close enough to when it came out, and I remember thinking it was all right. Not really like a movie from my childhood, but when me and Angel got together, she really liked it, and I remember we bought it, about a 2-pack or something like that, and watched it again with her. And like I said, it's one of those that I don't mind it. It's a fun movie. I'm a big fan of Scooby-Doo, and to me, it nails the aesthetic and the vibe of those old cartoons. It's just goofy fucking humor, and it's good stuff. And so I don't mind them. Like it's not one of those I have to roll my eyes if he wanted to watch or whatever. He actually likes Scooby-Doo. In fact, he likes the old cartoon as well. He went through a phase there where we were on Tubi. They have like multiple series. They have like the original Scooby-Doo, and then they got like Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Fucking 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo Ghosts of the Moon. I don't know. I'm making these up now, but it has like all these different shows. And he went through a phase where he was watching these over and over, and then we got in the movie, and he was more like, even though it's live action, he was more apt to watch it. And this actually is a 4-pack. It's got Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, and then it's got the 2 like Cartoon Network straight-to-TV movies. Scooby-Doo: The Mystery Begins. I'm reading because I didn't memorize them. Scooby-Doo: Curse of the Lake Monster. I will say, production-wise, they're pretty cheapy, but honestly, story-wise, they're not bad. I mean, it's the same kind. Anybody who's going to complain is probably complaining because they just missed the cast of the first 2. But I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and it's got Robbie Armell. I like our Robbie. He's in it as Fred. I think he does a great job as being Fred. And there's plenty like inside. That's the thing I like about them. Like, they're very meta. They're very for the parents almost like they realize, parents are gonna be forced to watch this. So they definitely cram a lot of jokes in there from like the old series or whatever, Easter eggs and whatnot. So with that said, I really dig that. So, but anyway, so Scooby-Doo. So there you have it, guys. That's my list. The DVDs I got him during age 4, as he heads on to age 5. Quick recap: it's the Addams Family, Casper, The Haunted Mansion, Hotel Transylvania, The Monster Squad, and Scooby-Doo. So there you have it, guys. That is his movies. So let me know what you guys think. If what movie, horror fans with kids, what are you showing your kids? Now I will say I am guilty of, like, I don't block what he watches. I feel like he doesn't quite understand it yet. I know at some point it's gonna click. So I will have to kind of, and I hate to say the word shelter, but I will have to kind of like refrain from showing him too much. Because I feel like he's my kid. He's going to eventually check him out on his own anyway, at some point. So even if I'm like, hey, you can't do that, he's going to wait till Dad's out of the room. He's going to get on the phone, or, he's going to be at a friend's house. They're going to watch it or whatever. And that's fine. I honestly, I'm okay with that. It don't bother me because I think back to my childhood. My parents weren't super thrilled about me watching horror films. I was allowed to watch them, but it couldn't get too extreme. There was no I Spit on Your Grave or Last House on the Left going on in my living room. That was later on. So it's like, I get it. And so, same with him. I don't want to show him anything too gory, too violent. Not even just gory and violence. Maybe just what's kind of the underlying theme behind it, I think it gets to an age where he's going to start, because I try to tell him every day when we watch these movies. That's the one thing I do, like, hey, this is fake. These are movies. I make movies. Poor movies that no one's watching, but still I make movies, so I'm trying to show him, these are just make-believe, these are like books, these are, whatever, cartoons. And so, I do try, show him, but the thing is, like, he does sneak into the room every now and then when I'm watching something, and he'll kind of hang out for a minute. And like I said, I realize, I should be like, get out, but I feel like when you tell them to get out, they want to see it more, so I'm trying to straddle that line. But either way, horror fans with kids, especially around Adrian's age right now, 4 and under, let me know what stuff you're trying to break him in with. And like, again, I mean, I know, like, that's a big thing right now is the horror toys. And like I see other, people out there on social media who, their kids love the toys. And I'm sure they're not watching the movies or the TV show or anything like that. But they, they definitely got the, the toys. They got the Art the Clown figures and, the baby dolls and all that shit. So it's like, and Adrian's definitely into that. Like he loves the toys. So I think that's really, I'm really happy that he knows the characters and it doesn't freak him out. That's the other thing. I think if I start noticing he's scared to watch it, I had to step in. Or definitely lighten it to just PG type stuff. But as of right now, he's thrilled about it. He loves the stuff. He's constantly, we got like old costumes and he'll rate. I got like a Chucky mask and he's a big fan of Chucky. He likes Chucky. So he's constantly putting the Chucky mask on. So like I said, I can go on and on about my son, but I'll cut it short. These are my recommendations for him. And we'll cut now to just the full list of movies that I've been getting him to watch or trying to get him to watch right now. So, and again, a lot of these movies he's watched or I played it for him. We've been doing movie night now. I think we've been doing movie night since he's been born, actually. Like, we just kind of make it a tradition. Saturday night, sit down, throw a DVD in. And it's not always horror, it's always something else. But yeah, we've made a point to go through his DVDs and kind of cycle through them. So sometimes it's something he likes. He picked out Paw Patrol, Dora, whatever. But then sometimes it's Abbott and Costello, Meet the Wolfman, or whatever. So it's like, that's what we do. So, or was it Mummy? Or Frankenstein? I don't even remember who the hell they met. They met somebody back in the 40s. But anyway, so yeah. And like I said, maybe he's not retaining it, but he is watching all these, at some point. Like I said, the collection's gotten pretty big now. Like I said, some of those that we bought for him recently haven't quite made the rotation yet, but they will. By next time we do this video next year, we'll have an update on it. So there you guys have it. Until next time.
Ignition sequence start.